What's up, Digidestins? I'm going to be talking about something for BT17. Yes, this is a set that is 1 in a million here. And what I mean by this, that the release of the product is a nightmare again. Ugh. We've gotten 3 for 3 sets that feel like you can't get any product, and it's getting worse every set. But guys, hopefully with this picks, you might not need to go too crazy ham. So without further ado, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and let's get into this video. So let's start this video off right. I think one of the most fun decks I'm going to have in a little while is going to be this deck right here. DexDoruga is one of those poster decks that I actually was really excited back when its original design came out, but Alphamon, it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to. So it ended up being one of those things that I kind of put on the back burner. But then BT16 reinvigorated this deck in a way that it was really excited for me. The collision aspect, making it forcing your opponent to block with bodies. And that is always scary. So taking that into account, you can have like Kosuke giving piercing and blocker and going to town, because now it forces your opponent to be ready to get through this, especially because now you have ways of protecting the stack, which this deck really didn't have before. Now being able to have your stack being trash all turns when one of your Digimon with Dorugamon would be deleted by digivolving that Digimon into this card in the trash without paying its cost, prevent that deletion. When digivolving D-Digivolve 3 of one of your opponent's Digimon, then if you have Dorugamon in this Digievolution cards, or if digivolving from the trash, delete all your opponent's Digimon at the lowest level. Being able to D-Digivolve 3 is huge on any body. This makes it so that the trade that you originally were going with Dorugamon, so if Dorugamon and they block with their, let's say, big boy of what? Let's just say 13. You can then, if you have DexDoruga in it, can go right into the next stage and then really make your opponent have a bad time with the Kosuke's piercing, because you de-digivolved it, you successfully deleted their Digimon, and it ends up being quite interesting. It's quite cool when it leads up to this kind of shenanigans that this deck wants to do. And a card that you guys should probably have on your radar is Metal Impulse, because this card helps fuel getting your pieces into the trash, because you need your DexDoruga, you need your DexDorugray, and your DexDorugamon in trash as soon as possible, so that when you move your stack up, you can climb without having to worry about things. And that protection layer really does matter in some circumstances, and that really does help out. But also taking in the account of Final Zugabomb Punch, making your DexDoruga be able to hit higher than even some stacks. And I know who you're talking about, Gallantmon X Antibody. Being able to just get above them by just this much really can be a game changer. And that's all you need to do, because then you take care of the rest and you don't have to worry, because as long as you can keep trading favorably into it, they're not going to be able to apply enough pressure, because they're just going to lose out on their overly big protection stack. So keeping that in mind, I'm excited to see where we kind of go with this going in the future, but I think this is a really solid deck to get your feet wet this format. Then we do have Takamazuchi. So Fenriloogamon kind of shifted its deck's design from this way to that way in a matter of a set, basically. So originally you were focusing on just killing your opponent by just doing your Fenrilooga shenanigans. Well, introducing Fenrilooga Takamazuchi. So Takamazuchi here, or Takamazuchi, is really interesting of a card. So this deck focuses on trying to get this in trash and Kazuchimon in trash as soon as possible, so that you can climb into Fenrilooga without having to worry about doing all the other shenanigans. So we play a lot of mill-based cards that are going to help us do that. You know, you have this one, return the rest of the bottom deck if an effect added card to a hand, trash it in your hand, then place this card in the battle area. Just being able to, when you play a card with SOC and its traits from trash with the play cost reduced by 2, all this matters at the end of the day, and it can lead to being some good deck design. I like the analog youth to help mill. You have wisdom training as search pieces. You know, Cracker Fang is a phenomenal thing as well, because this is your mem setter, and you needed a mem setter in this deck actually. Now with 5 IGs or Nagasumi here, as long as you have 5 of them, it really helps the deck out what you want to do. The Luga needed to find its 5 homeboys here, and it's got now 5 viable targets, and now it can do its, you know, alliance and blocker shenanigans that it wants to do. And you know, Fenrilooga Takamazuchi is just that good of a card. Being able to DNA Digivolve one of your level 6s with Pulsemon and its techs, and 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into this card from your trash, is really unique strategy in itself, right? When Digivolving one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP for the turn. If you DNA Digivolve, you may set your opponent memory to 3, where Fenrilooga will set it back down. And then if you have a tamer in this Digivolutions, you may gain 1 memory, recovery 1. So this does help out because you don't pass turn with your Fenrilooga. And then you have Kazuchimon. When a card is removed from the security stack, if this Digimon has Fenrilooga in its name, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 8,000 DP. I mean, a 6,000 DP boss Digimon is nothing to scoff at in this game. And the major reason why you're seeing this in here is actually because of blue armors. You want to be able to get over blue armor very comfortably, and becoming 7,000 DP when their threshold caps at the what? It caps at 17 or 16, I mean. So it's not terrible to be able to take them down this way. And I mean, we can get even bigger with our alliances. So it doesn't matter. Just make sure you get over some threats, right? That's all you're trying to do here. Then we do have, which is funny here, this deck didn't get any real support, to be honest with you. But the fact that we kind of can splash in a Gallantmon Crimson Mode Ace here. So on play, when Digivolving choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 15,000 DP or less, then delete them. When attacking, for every 10 cards in both players' trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Really solid Crimson Mode Ace, especially when you're on Apollomon, really scary. But also when you have Paladin Mode Ace as another option, because trash all Digivolutions of all your opponent's Digimon and then return all cards from yours and your opponent's trash to the bottom of the deck. In effect, returned a white level 7, gain 3 memory. We're not going to get that off very often. I don't even think we'll ever, but just kidding. You'll never get that gain 3 in this deck. There is not a second Paladin Mode Ace. But when attacking, return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolutions to the bottom deck, unsuspend this Digimon. It lets you multi-attack, and the fact that we have access to jamming, or even the fact that we have access to extra DP thresholds, makes this really scary, and this has potential. I mean, Mirage Galgamon in the deck helps make your opponent have a bad time anyway. I mean, Crescentmon just can lock things down, and then if you go Mirage or Diana, you're just really having them have a bad time. I mean, this deck has a lot going for it. Nothing wrong with how this deck plays out. Apollo can help clear out security so quickly, especially because it hits such high numbers and your opponent just can't deal with that number threshold. But we also have Imperialdramon here, another deck that only got 2 new cards in the set. And these 2 cards are phenomenal. We already talked about Paladin Mode Ace a little bit, but Return of the Ancestors is what this deck kind of needed. And what do I mean by this? So one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 5 or higher with free in its traits from your hand with its Digivolution reduced by 4. Then place this card into the battle area. When one of your Digimon with free traits would be deleted other than by one of your effects, delay by Digivolving that Digimon into a Imperialdramon in its name in your hand without paying its cost, prevent that deletion. So it helps protect in a way that you needed this to do. And being able to do a evolution skip, or well, a reduced Digi-Evolution to get you into a Dragon mode for 2 costs instead of paying like your 3 or 4. That's exactly what this deck kind of just needed. A little bit of a breather just to get that extra protection is just what it needed. And I'm excited for Return of the Ancestors. It just, everything this deck wanted was based in these two, Imperialdramon and Ace and Return of the Ancestors. So I feel like this deck has a lot of ground to cover in just so little time. Then we do have Ancient Greymon. You guys were probably going like, where's Ancient Garurumon? I'm gonna be straight honest with you. Everybody and their mom's gonna be on Ancient Guru, and I'm not here to play mirror matches. I really ain't. If for some reason Ancient Guru falls off a little bit and isn't as prevalent, I will gladly play the deck. But for right now, I'm kind of happy with Ancient Greymon. Ancient Greymon, I feel like, is another deck that's going to see some play, but not as much as Ancient Guru. But with Aguni, Burning Gray, and Ancient Greymon as great options across the board, I feel like we have a great contender. I think the fact that Aguni and Burning Gray kind of just feed into Ancient Greymon very quickly for really no cost just to keep going, and then the fact that it can replay pieces, chef's kiss. So stuff like this is really important. I think we get a little bit better when we can play Yamon plus the Intmon from the next in EX08. But for right now, this deck has a lot of potential and can be very scary. Not a lot of players are going to know what to do, especially against this deck. And I'm really excited across the board. I think at the end of the day, we have so much potential. So what do you guys think? I think this is a great 5 list kind of thing that you guys are going to just come across, and hopefully this opens up your eyes to possibilities. But definitely I'm going to try out DexDoruga first and then go down the line. I know I have a shot of playing in the Canada. I'm playing in the Canada event, so you'll see me in Canada at the end of August. So yeah, Mario, I'm coming in. Just kidding. But I'm excited. I can't wait. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.